Greetings, welcome. It's Friday Takeaway. I'm Khoo Chuang, of course, joined by Sulhi Azman. It is the 46th Earth Day today. It is 4 years away, I think, from the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. Does anyone care that we're going to be cutting down fewer trees to make the green Earth warmer?
Donald Trump never cared about Earth, global warming. He said that it's a hoax, but I think it's not the case, because I do care. For instance, the Earth is just getting ever hotter.
Yes, that's right. Good. It was also a week in which the billionaire George Soros said there's going to be a hard landing in China, and people should be really, really worried. As well as the fact that Queen Elizabeth, I'm sure you know this, she turned 90 years old this year. Good on you.
God bless you, ma'am.
God bless you, ma'am. And Prince died, the singer that had no name, that had a name, then no name, then now he's got a name. Prince, he passed away. R.I.P. Prince. He was 57 years old. Let's move along to the Bursa Malaysia market wrap. The KLCI dropped 3.5 points today, or 0.2% to 1718, down 10 points of the week, so it's 0.6% lower on the 7-day point.
Yeah, correct. And if you look at the volume traded today, was 1.64 billion shares, was 1.65 billion ringgit. In the lackluster market, I suppose maybe people are actually looking ahead for the weekend, and as compared to the usual 2 billion ringgit mark. And if you look at the stocks that moved today on volume, right, you have AirAsia, Gamuda, and IJM, where they were quite down, but up was Iskandar Waterfront City, Hiviabo, and also Oka.
Yeah, I think Tan Sri Kwek Leng Chan, rumour of him entering Iskandar Waterfront City, drove those share ups. Let's move to the region, and the Nikkei 225 up by 1.2% to 17,572 points. That's not a bad move for them. The Hang Seng, though, down by 0.7% to 21,467 points as well.
Yeah, I mean, Asian shares are slipping on disappointed earnings of the US blue chip companies like Sony and Microsoft Corp. They actually missed the analyst, estimates by the analysts. But then this pushed, of course, most of the Asian shares down. And Japanese shares actually went a bit down as well, as you mentioned earlier, when Nikkei closed up about 1.2% to 17,572 points today. And also oil price, Chuang, seems to be...
Yeah, you put some charts in actually. Brent is at 44.6, 44.9, that's the last close. And the West Texas Index crude at $43.6 per barrel. That's actually quite good. I saw the ringgit today, 3.88, I think. That's not bad, and I hope we're going to stay the way or better for the rest of the year.
Yeah, in fact, I think Bank Negara was also been reportedly estimating that the fair value for ringgit is 3.80.
We've known that for the longest time, except for supervening circumstances, but that's of course a story for another day. Okay, let's move along to some stuff that made us sad during the week. Of course, the biggest event that made us a little bit lugubrious for the week was the fact that the Mars Chief Executive Christoph Mueller has decided to leave the firm. He cited changing personal circumstances, exactly the details of which we don't know, but it's made us considerably more sad this time than last week.
Yeah, correct, because Khazanah has just roped in this man who was the chief of Aer Lingus in Ireland.
I love the name, by the way.
Yeah, correct, and he came all the way to Malaysia to restructure the company. And
that's right.
Among his legacies is the fact that he managed to cut 6,000 jobs and at the same time, drive the company
elegantly, might I add, because it's quite a painful process. People who don't have a livelihood anymore, but he made it happen for them. It's pretty good.
Correct, and also he also been known to be very blunt and right to the point where he said that Mars is a ship that has many leaks. At the same time, he also had reportedly said that Mars is on the brink of bankruptcy, or literally bankrupt earlier when it was, having problems.
Yes, of course. He is Austrian after all, which makes him very cut and dried, a bit like the Rosti. Anyway,
like Austrian beer?
That's right. So, a couple more things that he managed to achieve at MAS, or Malaysia Airlines. He managed to secure Emirates as a code-sharing partner, which means that we've got international routes, but without the overhang of the extra planes. And he also said, I think we've got the first positive monthly result in years, and is on track to return to the black by 2018. So that's actually quite good for the loss-making carrier up until now.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot of good things, and at the same time, Khazanah is now on looking for the new CEOs. Candidates are, internal and also external candidates as well. And who could that be remains to be seen.
Of course. We always like to end the week on a happy note, so we're going to cite the fact that some indicators are suggesting that the economy is going to be turning around. Of course, inflation was reported during the week, and apparently costs are not rising as fast as they used to be. That's actually quite good. The automobile sector as well is helped by the strengthening ringgit. The analysts are saying that sales are going to improve in the second half. I like the fact that that's going to happen. It's good for the economy, it's good for the banks. Not necessarily so good for the personal balance sheets, but it's actually good for the broader economy.
Correct, and I mean, just to add notes, I think a few days ago, I think one of our colleagues went to the Economic Institute, MIR, where they reportedly say that consumer sentiment seems to improve a little bit as consumers adjust to the fact that, the rising cost of living is a new norm.
Yeah, it's not the same. Well, actually, I think there was a joiner because it was actually a case of things not actually improving, but just people getting used to the problems inherent in this economy. Okay, we also looked at the fact that the central bank governor, Tan Sri Zati, saying that she has a high degree of confidence that the growth targets of 4 to 4.5% for the year will be met, and that we've got a diversified economy that relies less on exports and more on consumption. So that's actually quite good.
Yeah, correct. And I think on that note, that is also resigning. I think by the end of
That's
this month,
right.
So
April. I think.
April. Yeah. So we have yet to see who is going to drive the economy. Of course, of the fact that she will leave many legacies behind.
Many legacies. So many that they're innumerable to mention today. Okay. Lastly, next week's happenings. Of course, we are seeing the early season earnings reporters. So on Monday, Bursa Malaysia reports Q1. Tuesday, Unisem reports their Q1 as well as conducts an analyst briefing. Max, Nestle, as well as IGB REIT does their stuff with Q1 on Tuesday.
Yes, and if you look on Wednesday, MPI, will be having third quarter earnings, and Sun will read, and also MAHB. And I think maybe MAHB could be reporting good numbers because I think a lot of flights have been seems to be coming into Malaysia airports.
Well, cheap oil means more flights, hopefully. Thursday, Pavilion REIT reports Q1, Westports reports their Q1, and on Friday, of course, we've got Money Supply. That's all we have today, folks. Thank you for watching. For more, visit theedgemarkets.com or pick up more hard copies of the daily and weekly for more sensible, good newsstands. Thank you for watching. Good night and good luck.
Have a good weekend.